Hi, today we are going to do a Pilates short session of mat work. I'm going to be teaching just fundamentals, which are the building blocks of the bigger, more intense movements. So it's all floor work. We're going to alternate lower body and abdominals. So let's go ahead and begin. Sit to the center of your mat, roll down segmentally through the spine, anchoring the head and the hips. Walk the heels in just a little bit. So now you're in neutral spine. Our first movement is going to be a pelvic curl or pelvic lift. Palms are turned down, knees, feet, and hips are parallel. We are going to take in a deep breath, lengthen the spine. Exhale, squeeze the buttocks, lift. And then inhale while you're at the top. Exhale, roll through that spine. Set the hips down, repeat. Take a breath in, exhale, lift those hips, lower, middle, upper, back. So right around the shoulder blades you hold. Keep the pelvis neutral, slow roll it down. We're doing only 5 of these, so we have 3 more. So repeat. Firm pressure in the feet. Stabilization in the shoulder blades. Bring it, breathe in, exhale, roll it down. 2 more. Any lower back problems, don't lift as high. The other thing is don't overlift. We're not doing yoga bridges. 1 more. Your primary movers are your hamstrings and gluteus maximus with assistance in secondary muscle group of rectus abdominis. So we're finished with that. We will keep our lower body in this position. Hands are going to come behind the head, right about where a ponytail would be. And we're going to take in a deep breath again, keeping neutral spine, and exhale, roll your shoulder blades up off the floor, coming forward, looking for the front of the thighs, and then slow roll down on an inhale. Repeat that. Exhale, round up, keep the elbows out of your peripheral vision, roll back down. We're doing 10 of these, so we have 8 more. Round up. They're rather slow, but consistent. Maintaining stable hips. Pelvis neutral. Mobilizing that scapula to interact with the abdominals. Up. So pay attention when we come up on the next one. Really connect deep within, touching into the deep wall of the abs. We have 3 more. Last 2. On the last one, we're going to get a little deeper. So here it comes. We're going to actually hold for a moment. So roll up, exhaling. Now maintain. Try to lift those shoulder blades a little higher. Chin is drawn toward the clavicle. Give me a full breath here. Feel the amplification of your effort. Inhaling and exhaling. Now inhale, release back down. Good, we finished those. All right, so from here, we're going to go into a leg lift. So everything remains the same, only we're going to place the hands back in our original position on the first movement. So here, all we're going to do is move from the hip to bring the knee up and back down, alternating sides. So just work with this for a moment. So you don't want to get carried away bringing the knee all the way to the chest. It stays at a true 90. Carry on. So upper body, especially shoulder blades, are your stabilizers. So the muscles working hardest are hip flexors and iliopsoas. It's part of the hip structure. And quads get a little bit of secondary effort here. Good, we're halfway through our set. And just switching smoothly and evenly right to left. When you lift the leg, the shin stays in tabletop, toe pointed. Continue. We have 3 more each side. And all these movements we do today can be brought to a higher level, but that's not our mission. We're learning the basics. Here's our last one. And the second leg. Excellent. Let's open the arms relatively wide to go into our 4th movement. It will be a supine, which means on your back, spinal twist. So we will draw the knees toward our chest, and we will turn toward you 5 times. So we will exhale and rotate, bringing that left hip off the floor and inhaling, returning to the center of the mat. Continue to the right. Again, exhaling, turning, breathing in, centering. Just continue. Just feeling the sensations of the movement. One more on this side. So the active muscles are the obliques, internal and external, and the erector spinae. Now we've done our 5 on that side, put the feet down, realign. As we move, the body shifts. All right, so again, feet, hips, shoulders. Let's take it to the other side. Again, exhale, turn, inhale, find the center of the mat. The upper body doesn't move a great deal. You might feel a little opposition pull on the opposite shoulder blade ever so slightly, but it pins back down as you find center. Carry on, 2 more. And return the feet and legs to the mat. So set the feet down. All right, now we're going back to the leg area or the lower quadrant, because as I told you, we'll be alternating lower to abdominals or trunk area. So we're going to turn to what is called side lying work. You're going to get on the side of your hip. A mat is definitely recommended. Some people have bony hips, and so it would be uncomfortable to do this without something under your hips. A rug, a mat, maybe both like I have. All right, so our setup is shoulder on top of shoulder, hip on top of hip, real important. Legs squeezed tight. We don't want to roll back with the hips, so we put a kickstand hand forward in front of the chest. That would be the top arm. Tighten the legs, point the toes, and up and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So, again, we're going to do 10 of these movements. You will notice that the movement is not very large, and you can make it smaller if you need to modify. That is okay. So we're halfway, putting pressure into this kickstand hand, feeling the balance that is required to maintain good form with this. We have our last 3. And lift for 2. And final 1. Bring it down. All right, now we're going to couple that movement with another movement, which is going to, and I forgot to say, That emphasizes the glute medius and glute minimus. This next exercise is going to work for inner thighs. So here's a variation. We're going to make a kickstand out of our top leg and point the toe of the bottom leg. And here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So this is for inner thigh. Up and down. Those are referred to as adductors, the inner thigh muscle. We have 2 more, and we're going to do a second variation for the kickstand leg, just so that you know are familiar with different physical positions. So step back. Now you're going to kind of want to feel like rolling back, but please don't. Maintain that stable position laterally of the hips. So carry on up and down. Keep repeating. Toe is pointed. And again, 2 more. At which point, we will transition to the other side. And rest the leg down. Set the other leg on top. I am going to push up to transition, pivot around on my tailbone, and reset to the other side. So again, the bottom arm is your little pillow of support. Ear is resting on that bicep. Kickstand hand, shoulders stacked, hips stacked. We're ready to go. And up and down. Keep those legs glued together. Remember to connect the breath with the action. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. We have 6 more. So again, this works glute medius, glute minimus, and another muscle called the tensor fasciae latae goes from the side of the hip down toward the side of the knee. And 4 more, please. 4. Keep those legs squeezed together nice and tight. 3. And 2. And done. All right, so staying like we are, kickstand that top leg, point the toes, inner thigh, up and down. Now, if you really like the other setup better with the leg behind, that's fine, go straight to it. Remember just not to roll back and make the hips heavy and lose your balance. And here's our last one. And if you like this position, you're welcome to stay in it. So I'm stepping back just to remind people of this other option. For me, this is far more comfortable personally, but that doesn't mean anything for anyone else. And 2 more. And last one. All right, so extend the leg, roll over onto your stomach. So now we're going to do what's called back extension. We're going to place our forehead on the floor, body is long and extended, arms by the sides of the hips, thumbs down, little finger up. We are going to exhale, taking an inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, act. Pull the head up, pull the chest up, arms up, feet glued down. Inhale, lower. Repeat. Pull up, up, up on your exhale. Inhale, release. Repeat that. All the way down, I'm going to show a variation. If that bothers your back, you are welcome just to hold a steady forearm supported cobra. Otherwise, last 2, pull up, lower. This works the deep set posterior muscles of the back. And 1 more. And rest. Turn your head to one side. So that would include the multifidus, the rectus spinae, QL, bunch of muscles. All right, so roll back over. Another transition. It's your last transition. And lengthen out the legs. We're ending with hip circles. So get yourself situated. Body's fully extended. The leg closest to you is going to be the working leg. Palms by your sides, but a little bit out of the way. So lift the leg up. We will cross mid-plane over, and that cheek lifts up a little bit. Cross over that toe that's resting, or the toes that are resting, and come up and finish your circle. So the exhale will initiate the movement. As you cross over the resting foot, you begin your inhale and continue. Just making it as fluid as possible and not real big, because people want to make this movement much bigger than it needs to be. One more in this direction, and then we'll switch to the other direction and pause. So now readjust your spine, lift, and then put it back down. Open out to the side. Remember, take control, cross over the toes, and inhale up. Exhale away from the body. Cross over, inhale over the midpoint. Last 3. So leg work here, individual hip work. One more. And then the transverse abs, our secondary group. Hold. Bend the knee, put the foot down, bend the other knee, readjusting. You may stay where you are. I am going to roll up just for better visual and turn to the other side so you can see my working leg much cleaner. So both legs extended. Let's go ahead and lift. We're going to exhale across center, across mid-plane, over the foot, inhale up. Remember that as you cross over the midplane, that glute lifts a little, but then it shifts right over and becomes neutral. Shoulder blades and scapula are stable. And one more. And it is time to switch direction. So turn out, not too deep. That's your exhale. Cross over, and that's your inhale. Go along with it. Just making a nice circle around the fictitious edge. The toes of the working leg are a pencil. Drawing circles on the ceiling. Visualize that. One more. And pause. Bend the knee, put the foot down, readjust hips, bring both knees into chest. Taking a deep breath and exhale, just lengthening the whole spine and also broadening it from side to side. Very relaxing. Hands up under the well of the knee. Give me a deep exhale, round up, sit up. And that brings us to close on our first session of a very basic round of floor work. Our next visit together will be a little more intense. We'll go into more intermediate work. So I hope you enjoyed.